George. Did you see that? That's so strange. It's raining. That's something you almost never see here.
You know, the wonderful thing about New York is when it rains, it's a city that makes its own gravy.
That's true. That's very true. It does do that. Yum, yum. Hey, listen. Tomorrow, Regis returns.
No!
Yes!
I want to stay.
The audience, they love you, George. They went, oh. No.
Two people.
Rebecca Romaine Stamos will be here.
That's right, she will be here.
Janice Dickinson, the world's first supermodel, will be here.
Also, the latest Survivor All-Star to get kicked off the island, Alicia Calloway will be here.
They got rid of Alicia? I missed it on Thursday.
Out.
Oh,
She's
that's
out.
too bad.
But she'll be here. All the people who get thrown off of these shows end up here.
They do. They come here.
It's a great place it's a warming hut for the career.
It's where careers come to die. Just kidding. Now listen, she went from singling people out on MTV to the Hollywood big screen when she made you scream. Now she's venturing into motherhood. Please welcome the beautiful, the very funny Jenny McCarthy.
Before we start talking about myself, I would just like to tell everybody that I worked with Kelly on Hope and Faith, which we'll talk about later, and she is just as nice off camera as she is on. That's true. Because
that's a lie.
It's so true because, you know, most people are evil, and you are really nice. In fact, I got you a little something.
Oh, no.
To take care of a little problem that you might have, but I just wanted to get you something to dress up your little finger.
Oh no, the elephant finger. She makes fun because I have a finger that I constantly pick and pick and pick, and I pick the nail off to the point where it's deformed now. So now I have a tryst for my elephant finger.
I had that made especially.
And now the audience is curious now. They want to see it. No, you can't see it.
Well, if you show them yours, I'll show you mine next to it. And mine's pretty bad.
That's not.
Mine looks like a big toe.
They look the same, man.
We had a lot of fun working together because all we did was focus on our various deformities.
Yes, that's true.
Which, when dressed up nicely, you would never know.
Like my C-section scar is worse than your C-section scar.
Yeah,
I mean, that was our.
That's what we did. We compared things like that.
Now, I got to tell you, I was looking at your book. It is so hilarious.
Thank you.
Now, I've never delivered a child, but I was in the room with my wife, so all of that is fantastic.
Yeah, now, did your wife read it? And did she, because I'm like sitting here reading it, and I'm reading it, and I'm going, ew, that's disgusting, and so true.
I definitely wanted to tell the truth. I didn't think there was anything out there that was also funny and raw.
Right.
And I just was like, you know, I want to help out some preggers and make them laugh. So, if you know anybody that's pregnant, get this book for them.
Well, because
I guarantee.
I wish I had it when I was pregnant, because a lot of the stuff that happens to your body, you're too ashamed to even ask your doctor who is responsible for your care.
Right.
Because you think that it's only happening to you, so you keep it to yourself. I'm like, this can't be a good sign.
No.
I think I won't bring it up at my next visit.
That's so true.
It's so true, because I'm like too ashamed.
Yeah.
So because I'm on TV and I don't want the word to get out, so I go, I'm not going to mention this at all. and maybe she won't notice it either.
There's so many things that people don't talk about that actually happens to your body that leave it to me. I have to put it in a book.
Right.
But it was embarrassing, but true, and I love to remember it.
Now, here's the big question. How much weight did you gain during the pregnancy?
Okay, let me tell you this.
It's in the book.
The only woman I've ever met who gained more weight than me delivering one baby. It's really true.
I was pushing, when I checked in the hospital, about 204.
Right.
I ate everything. I loved it.
204. And I was a mere flyweight at 197. So it's like, but then again, I say this. You are taller than me, so therefore I still say, theoretically, I gained more weight than you.
Not.
But listen, we're going to talk more.
HBO's on the phone. They want you guys to battle it out.
Let's have Corey Steady when we come back. Don't go away. I love you.
Still ahead on Live after
Jenny, you brought the sun to New York. Just kidding.
Lights?
Now let's talk about the fact that after you went through everything you talk about in the book, a baby was born.
Yes.
And he is stunning.
I love him more than anything in the world.
Jenny's son Evan is 2 years old.
He's so beautiful, and it's amazing when you have a baby, at least for me, my whole drive has changed, like in my career. It's like, I'm not looking for a trophy. I will do anything for his future. You might see me doing a tampon commercial, for Christ's sake. If it's gonna pay for school, I'm doing it. No. Are you not feeling frustrated? Because I ain't. So I mean, I will do anything for this kid.
Hello, 3 jobs. I mean, I said, we'll work for diapers.
Yeah, I know. Book coming out too.
Now, you're on Hope and Faith this Friday night. And thank God we followed George. You know, well, we don't follow George, but
you lead us in with like a champion.
You're the hammer. You drive us home, which is so great.
This episode is so crazy. Can I tell a little bit of it?
Yeah, please.
I plays Kelly's best friend.
Best friend?
Friend, whatever.
Best friend from school.
Best friend from school, and I come in, I wind up accidentally sleeping with her father. Played by Robert Wagner.
Robert Wagner. And so I decide I'm going to get even with Jenny and sleep with her father.
Played by Tony Curtis.
That's right. Now, Tony and Robert have been friends in Hollywood for 50 years.
Yeah.
They've never worked together until our show. So we had, it was really just amazing seeing these two like Hollywood legends in front of us. And then like the two of us like
hi.
Hi.
We used to watch you on Heart to Heart.
Yeah, I know.
And now I'm sucking your fingers on this episode.
It was that bad. We were talking to Rob RJ. He told us to call him RJ. And we were talking about how when we would watch Heart to Heart and he would do a shower scene, we would actually go to the front of the TV and try to peer down the front of the TV to see if we could see him naked.
Which he kind of blushed, I think.
He did. He blushed and then he called his agent.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
But in the clip now is my Hollywood legend.
That's right.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, kind of.
Kind of. You'll see. Definitely in this clip, this sets up.
Take a look at Jenny. I'm telling you, it wasn't.
It so was.
Mandy thinks she saw Shaquille O'Neal at the mall.
Okay, we're in Sneaker Alley, and I'm picking up a pair of ankle weights for my cardio striptease class. And this guy who works there asks if he can help. I look up, it's Shaq.
It wasn't.
He was huge.
He was like 5'11".
And I'm like, hey, Shaq. And he's all, I'm not Shaq. And I'm like, yeah, right, Shaq. And he's all, not Shaq. My name is Ronald. And I'm like, okay, liar.
And then she insisted he autograph her chest.
Check it out.
I'm not Shaq. My name is Ronald.
Isn't that hilarious? Shaq is so funny.
Hey, can Mandy stay for dinner?
Oh, Mandy, we'd love to have you, but Friday night's family night.
My mom says you can't stay.
That's okay, Mrs. Shanowski.
Bye.
Bye.
It's a really funny show. It's this Friday, April 30th, and you can pick up Jenny's book, Belly Laugh, out May 1st. Thank you so much for being here. I love you.
Yeah, thank you.
We've got Jennifer Hudson from American Idol coming up next. Don't go away.
Tomorrow on Live at...
Hello there. It's just me and the world's best tasting vodka.
Hey guys, welcome to again Off the Dribble with your boy Byron Scott. My guest today is my boy. This is my golf buddy. He's one of these brothers that you can call at any time, and he's there for you. And I got to tell you a little bit about a few years ago where he really was there for me.
Such a lonely life I live, though. You know, when somebody
My
can
boy,
be there,
George Lopez. That's all I want to say.
when
My boy
somebody's
George
there
Lopez.
100% of the time, they got shit else to do except wait for the bat signal in the sky.
Well, George, before we get into your career and everything that you've done, there was a very, very tough time for both of us a few years ago.
Yeah, man.
When our buddy, Kobe Bryant, passed away. And this man, I took like 2 weeks where I wouldn't talk to nobody. And George sent me a text and said, B, I know you're hurting, but let's go play some golf or something. And I remember getting back to George. I said, George, give me another week or so, because I was just in pain. A couple of weeks went by. I called George. I said, man, I'm ready. Let's get out and play golf. It was about a 7-hour round, because we let everybody go through. We made stops. We had drinks. We celebrated Kobe Bryant's life and his achievements. And I don't think I ever got a chance to say thank you, George, because, I mean, I really appreciated that, man. And it was awesome of you to give me that call.
Well, thank you for being there for me, too, because that, I mean, it's, you know, my daughter called me and said, oh, I just like, what happened?
Yeah.
You know, and it's, I mean, you know, places stay forever, you know, monuments and things in Europe you can see around the world, but that guy to us in LA and to just was a monument. And I think that he will be remembered, you know, I mean, everybody's remembered forever, but remembered every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when somebody's really important, when you remember them every day.
Yeah.
And, you know, the happy thing about all of that is that, you know, he had an amazing impact on a lot of people, and he did it off the court with like humor, man. And he was a funny guy, and he was a sweet guy, you know that. And he was a guy that, you know, the Mamba mentality is a great, you know, just a great two words to go together. You know, it's like somebody's will, but to see somebody that did what he did and walked it and talked it. And I went to a lot of Friday night games, and they always come down to the last shot. And he made a lot of them, but the ones that he missed, nobody went, oh, he missed it. And everybody was like, okay, we didn't win. Right. But he made more than he missed. But when he missed one, nobody was disappointed. Yeah. And that says a lot about somebody's ability.
Yeah, you was almost shocked when he missed one. You know what I'm saying? Because he was so great at making them. And he would make them if it was 1-on-1, 2-on-1. He didn't care if they brought a double team. He was that type of guy where he was willing to be the hero, just like he was willing to be the GOAT.
Absolutely.
And that's that Mamba mentality that we talk about. But before we get going to get a little bit more, got to say thank you again, George, for coming out, my brother.
Cheers, man.
We're going to have a good time. A little Neff vodka in here, y'all.
Wow, that's good.
Ain't that good?
Yeah, that's really good.
So, George, let's start off this way. I mean, I want to talk to you because you've done so much. You've accomplished so many things in the entertainment world. I mean, you're one of my funniest friends I've ever been around.
Thank you.
I love playing golf with this man because we have 18 holes of laughter.
Yeah,
we might get some bad shots, but we're gonna have 18 holes of laughter.
You know, listen, man, you're a professional athlete. I played golf because of my temperament, and you know, golf. I didn't want to get remarried, so I didn't want somebody telling me all my faults. So I'll let golf decide what's wrong with me. So, you know, if you cheat, you're cheating yourself. If you quit, you're a quitter. If you write the wrong score down, if you're not gracious to people, if you don't say hello, and which all the things in life that are easy to do.
Right.
You know, so it was a way for me to see what people had said about me, criticisms about me, even when I was younger, and for me to realize when there was nobody else around and nobody to blame, that those were the real issues that I had about writing down the wrong score, integrity, cheating, moving the ball, and all of those things are someone's real life. It brings it out. So, you know, it changed my life. And then, you know, I used to get really mad and throw a club or something, you know. I'm no Reggie Bush, but that dude.
Reggie be throwing them all over the place, don't he?
Listen, man, I played in Cedric's golf tournament and clubs were flying all over the place. And then Cedric called my house and said, hey, have you seen a club in your bag? Reggie's missing a club. I said, have you checked in the trees and in the bushes? I mean, you throw a club, man. If you throw a club, that says a lot about when you want to throw one and you don't,
That
now
says a
you're
lot
starting
about you as
to
well.
internalize your things and to be better.
There you go.
And that's what golf has done for me. Like I play pretty good. I play all those pro-ams. I mean, I can play good. I putt good. Short game's good. But I play for the temperament and the peace. Why does somebody go to the beach and watch a sunset? Because they go for the peace. And there's a tranquility in that. And for me, there's tranquility in golfing, and being a member at that club and knowing that most of the other Latinos that are there are like the service staff and all those guys. That means a lot to me too.
Yeah, no, I mean, and first of all, it's a great track, great club.
Yeah,
and I appreciate the invites when we get a chance to play.
But you remember, we've known each other a long, long time, and
yes, we have.
The Lakers have meant so much to me in my life, and you as a player in the '80s was a time when I spent a lot of time alone, and my grandparents were still alive, and I was such a fan, but I was always alone. That in those Boston Celtics or in those championships, in those finals, when it got down to the crunch time, I would go outside. Like an expectant father would leave the room. I can't take it anymore. Outside smoking a cigarette. I couldn't take it.
Really?
I'm not playing.
So when you would go outside, you would go out to get away from watching the game because it was coming down to the nitty gritty, and you couldn't stand to see what was going to happen.
I couldn't watch.
Wow.
I would go outside in the backyard and I'd walk around, and then I would come back in and they would say they won. Oh, they won, all right. I said, oh, they lost. The pass that Magic threw across the court, I was outside.
Yeah,
I was outside when it happened.
Don't remind me.
But I was, I would say to myself, like, what's going to happen? I didn't know until later. Is that what's going to happen is going to happen, whether I was watching or not.
Right.
But at that point, and it's a lot to do with Mexicans. You ever see Mexicans go to the church? The ones that are sitting in the back still want it to count, but they don't want the Lord that close. Like they're like, listen, man, I do a lot of things in my life that aren't.
I do a lot of shit, so I don't want to sit too
that
close.
Don't go in this place, but I'm gonna still go. I'm gonna sit way in the back. Where the place they don't even go with the money thing. Like, I probably got no money sitting back there. So I just go in the back. You still get credit for going, but you're not as close to the gospel as somebody would feel comfortable enough.
Well, you stupid.
So
listen. So
I cussed in church one time, and
did you really?
Oh man!
Did, like more than one person heard you?
Yes.
I mean, okay. So a few people heard you.
And those movies where they go, all the heads turn, and it makes a sound, and every head. And I said, what? I said, man, you cussed in church. No. And
so you almost did it again.
I almost did, man. I was like, I can't believe I cussed in church. And then my grandma, that was it for me. My grandma said, hey, come over here and tell when you cussed in church. That's not a long time ago. But, yeah, nobody should cuss in church.
No, I agree with you there. So how did you get started in the comedy? Where did I mean? Was you like doing shows at the house for the family? How did you get started in comedy?
Man, that's a good question. Let's see. I think at first you have to be ignored. So my biological family was not a close family, and they ignored me a lot. My mom was not married, and my dad took off, and I was insignificant from even before I was born. So much less, and my mom was not well health-wise. She had epilepsy, and she had, a couple of things that made people believe that before I was born, that I was going to be, and listen, I've never said this word before, never told a story before. They thought I was going to be an imbecile. That's what they said. An imbecile. So they wouldn't hold me, and they wouldn't kind of look after me because they thought that I was going to get what she had. And the word imbecile is pretty harsh, man. And as a kid, my grandmother would sit, they would say to my grandmother, or when my mom was around when I was young, they would say, don't tell him that. And my grandmother would say, well, how else is he going to find out? If I don't tell, the things that were said in anger. Listen, nobody bullshits in anger. Right. So when somebody's angry and they're yelling at you
It's coming from the heart.
Everything.
It's coming from the heart.
Listen, when somebody's shooting you with a gun, all those bullets have intention. When somebody's saying, listen, I don't know where that guy is, I don't know who your father is, and you ever thought you're going to be in over there, want to hold you, and, and your mom it takes off, and they can't find her for weeks, and you're just like a 6-year-old kid, man. You're like, I'm 6, but I don't think I need to hear all this. So we went to court when I was 7 to have my father declared legally dead.
Really?
So my mom was not the smartest woman. So my grandmother said, now here's another one I never told anybody. My grandmother said, Mira, Frida, look at me and I'll tell you what to answer. So in court. In court. Okay. In LA, the municipal court.
Wow.
Mira, look at me and I'll tell you what to answer. And she gets up there and she puts her hand up and she gets into the thing and they say, are you seeking the sole custody of George Lopez? And my mom looks and my grandmother says, and she goes, no.
I thought she was supposed to answer.
And she said, and she goes, no. And then she's like, Frida! And she looks and she goes, yes. Was it no or yes? Now you have, is it no or yes? And then now somebody who's not that smart has to pick between no and yes, like with no help. So she said yes. But for a minute there, it was like, what the fuck's going on, man? Like, and she had to answer the other questions on her own without, because they knew my grandmother was helping her.
Right.
So that was, listen, man, that was rough.
Wow.
That was, sorry about your ears, dude. but yeah. So it's like that. So if that's how you start, like, in the humor, I think that I had good guys that I went to school with, and they all lived kind of in that 3-block radius of the guys that are still my friends. But when I was, I started playing baseball. I wasn't even 7 yet, and my grandma signed me up for baseball. And then you go to the tryouts, and I was already playing baseball as like a little kid, I guess. And then they went to this recreational center in San Fernando. They were picking teams. I was the last guy picked. And then the guy says, but last but not least, and then they picked me. And I was on a team 1 up. Like, I was, for my age, I should have been on the lower. That was 1 up.
Got you.
So when I was going to practice with that team, the White Sox, they wanted me to be a catcher, and I wasn't even 7, and I was giving the coach a hard time about me being a catcher. And I was already complaining, and I was already saying, I don't want to be a catcher. And he sent me down to the farm, and that team never lost a game, and they won the championship. And in my whole career playing baseball, I never won a championship. And for me, I thought it was because of me being an asshole at 7 and getting sent down, that I was punished for not being a fair sport or understanding that sometimes everybody has to play a part on a team.
You play a role. Yeah.
And the coach told me that. It's like, hey, listen, man, everybody has a position to play, and yours is catcher. And I just bitched so much that he sent me down. And then I went down to the Bears, and Alex Garcia, that boxer that boxed probably 20 years ago, he was on my team. And I remember tagging a guy out at second base, and I was catching. So imagine the catcher running across from home plate to second base. And that's how bad that team was, that I had to go as the catcher and tag the guy out.
You couldn't throw it to the guy at the second base.
He wouldn't have caught it. So I ran across the field to tag him out at second base in full catcher's gear. So I should have stayed a catcher because I was pretty good. But then, my grandparents and you went to a lot of Dodger games, and the guys that I grew up with were funny, and I was funny around them, but I was shy. I think if you're going to be a good comedian or good at anything, you have to have a lot of things wrong with you in the beginning. So being shy and around other people, but being funny around my friends was at least an opening to something for the future. But finding comedy, I think, through the Tonight Show and through sitcoms, watching Sanford and Son and watching Chico and the Man and Cheech and Chong albums, Richard Pryor albums, and George Carlin and all those things. And then, when I was in junior high, my friend Ernie went to another school, and he said, hey, there's a guy at Kennedy High School, and he's going to the Comedy Store on Monday nights, and he's doing stand-up. And I'm like, he goes, we ought to go down there. So in 79, June 4th of 1979, I was still in high school, getting ready to graduate, and I went over there and performed for the first time.
Wow. So how was that? I mean, because you're still in high school. Because I was going to ask you, where'd you get your start? But this seems like a little bit of a start because you're going to do stand up for the first time out of high school, and then from there, I want you to tell me the experience of doing that. How was that first? And then from there, when did you get your first job as a comedian?
First job, at the Ice House in Pasadena, you could do, if you brought people, you could make like $1 a person, So,
so as many people in the audience as
like
how much you
$7.
get? Oh,
yeah. And in 1987, before my grandfather died, I was on TV just for maybe 40 seconds, one joke in this kind of like laughing kind of reboot. Mm-hmm. And my grandfather saw me. And my grandfather really never had anything good to say about me. But one time I was on a Sunday, they went to eat with some friends. And when they came back, I had a picture there from the Ice House. And then the guy said, who's this? And he goes, my grandfather said, oh, that's my grandson. He's trying to be a comedian. And the guy said, is he funny? And he says, no. But he's just starting.
What great support! Right?
I thought that was the beginning. What could have been the beginning of a compliment.
Right.
So even through those track home walls, I could hear. But he never said anything really good to me. So I think as sad as it is, and as debilitating, and as much as it hurts, if you stay down, then you stay down. Mm-hmm. And whatever it was in me, man, that made me get up. I knew I didn't want to stay down.
Yeah.
And not that those guys that I grew up with were nobodies.
Right.
I just said to somebody, I wanted to be somebody more than I wanted to be nobody. And, I never expected much of a career because, I always say, when you look like Mario Lopez, you can make it. But when you look like me, you got to be talented. So for that, I just, at some point, I quit. One time I was at this place called the Natural Fudge in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And they made you buy like a sandwich in there. So it's a natural food store. So they bring me like a sandwich with sprouts and avocado. And this is like in the early 80s, 80, 81. And they did comedy on a Monday night. And I bombed so bad. Imagine waiting 3 hours and then bombing. It's like, and you couldn't have let me bomb at 8:15. You had to let me bomb after waiting 3 hours. And when I was driving home, right at the 170 and Roscoe on the way north to where I live with my grandmother, I started crying in the car. And I said, I'm done. Like, I can't do this. I'm not good at it. It hurts. I've had it. And then I went home and I took a shower. My grandma says, why are you taking a shower so late? And I was I'm taking a shower. And I took a shower because I wanted to wash off whatever had gotten on me from that experience of just eating it big time.
I understand that.
And I took a shower.
Yeah.
And then in the morning when I got up, I said I wasn't going to quit and I was going to keep going.
Yeah.
So
I want to ask you this though, George, because every time we play golf, like I said, we have a unbelievable time of laughing. We laugh the whole time. Tell them call you back.
I know, man. Let me turn this off. Sorry.
That's all right. We have an unbelievable time of just laughter, right? And you tell some of the unbelievable stories, some of the greatest stories about your grandmother.
Right.
So kind of tell me, obviously she means the world to you, but just tell me how she has helped you from your childhood to this particular point, because I love the stories on the golf course when you start talking about her.
Man, God, there's so many. When my first show started, Time Magazine wrote a thing on me, the one page in like the showbiz part of the back of Time, and it said that that I should consider my grandmother my muse because of me using her in the show and using her in the stand-up to make a living for myself. So the guy goes, I don't know if he's aware that this woman is the muse that he has, but she she had a hard life. She had dementia, and she was at the hospital. So they told me, yeah, your grandma's in the hospital. So I go to Holy Cross in Mission Hills, and she has dementia. And she's in this little room, and I walk in, and she had a way of looking at me that was like just a threatening way. So she's laying in the bed, and I walk in, and I'm standing right there, and she's looking at me like this. And I'm like, to myself, I'm like, is my grandmother throwing me hard looks? Right. So I look at her. I'm like this. So she's looking at me, and I'm looking at her like that. And my grandmother goes like that too. I mean, come on, man. Come on.
Now, how old was she at this time?
85.
Wanted to make sure you didn't flinch on her.
Oh, my God. What the, I mean, come on, man. A lady with dementia like that? But my grandmother was, she, you know, they wore abuse like, you know, like if it was a banner, you know, like I was with this guy 19 years and he beat me, and I stayed for my kids. And I said, why do you stay for your kids? Why don't you go to a hotel? And she goes, you don't know nothing. I didn't have any money. I said, hotels were like a dime back then. Shut up. You know, so she didn't want any kind of opinion about her life. You know, so my grandfather on Fridays, he'd get off early sometimes. You know, they'd finish early, you know, and he wouldn't get out of the truck right away. And my grandma would look through the window.
He's scared to go in the house?
They're drinking in the car for hours. Go tell them to come in. I walk out there. I go, Grandma wants you to come inside. They like to wait. All right. So I say, he told me to tell you to wait. So what did he say? So she started to make chile, like, you know, that was her retaliation. So they had that mocajete, the thing, and the stone grinder. And because he would eat when he was drunk before he went to bed. So she said, you know, if I make this chile really hot, it's my way of getting back to him. I can't poison him. I can't go out. And it's no wonder that she didn't go out there and say, get your ass inside.
Right.
So she would be grinding this chili. And I would come from baseball practice, and I would come through the cul-de-sac there, and I would see the truck there, and I'd see him inside, like at 8:30, and I would say, uh-oh. So I already knew. So I'd open the gate, and I would take 3 steps, maybe 20 feet from the house, and that chili would be in the air. And before I would walk into the house, I would go, it was just in the air. Because when it's so hot, you can't stand around. And my grandmother would be inside, and I'd go, and she would say, he doesn't want to come inside, man. And she just like grinding this thing, man. So her retaliation was chile for him, and she just never pulled any punches, man. And you know, the first day of my show, like, you grow up and you want to be a comedian, and she knows. And it's a long shoot because the first show is always long, you know. And then I look over there, and she's kind of looking off outside. We're going down the 5 freeway, and she's kind of wandering off, like looking off. And I'm like, at least say something to me, like, you know, I got this show.
Right.
So I said, literally, man, you got to believe me. I said, what do you think, Grandma? And she goes, you want to know? And I said, yeah, I want to know. And she says, if I would have known it was going to take this long, I would have stayed home. I mean, come on, man. Your whole life, man. Right? I don't know if I would take this long, I would have stayed home. And, you know, my mom character was based off my grandmother.
I was about to ask.
And my grandmother watches the show, and she goes, And I said, what do you think? She goes, hey, you made me nice. That's what she said. Everybody said.
Because I was going to ask you that. The George Lopez show.
Yeah.
Which I
almost 20 years now.
Yeah, I loved that show. I mean, I used to watch that show, and I was like, all right, I'm wondering, because we knew each other. And I'm wondering, is this but we didn't talk about our upbringing and things of that nature. So I was wondering if that show was based on your upbringing, a little bit of the family.
Totally.
That was kind of intertwined into that whole thing. But it was also one of the first, if I'm not mistaken, one of the first Mexican sitcoms on a major network at the time.
You know, there's a couple of things, you know. I was selling out a bunch of shows at the amphitheater, like, I think I sold out 22 in a row. And they came and wrote an article in the Daily News about me. And I had never thought about what this guy wrote. This guy said that, George Lopez pays homage to the people that inspired him, Freddie Prinze and Richard Pryor. But Richard Pryor or Freddie Prinze never sold those amount of tickets to have people come and see him. But he still does. But I still pay homage to those guys.
Right,
like Richard
right.
Pryor toured, but he it's back then. So in
Right.
comparison, but it's like I still pay respect to the people that came before me when to that writer had passed them. But I would never consider myself better than those guys. But in those shows, what was I going to say? So that was one example. And then in the history of television, I Love Lucy, Desi Arnaz was the husband, but not in the title. Chico and the Man with Freddie Prinze was a co-star, not in the title. I'm the only person in the history of television who's Latino who's led a show and it's named after him. So it's higher than those guys. But I still, think of it as, it's like not as important. But Freddie Prinze, when the 100th episode of my show was coming, Johnny Grant, who used to be the mayor of Hollywood, he said, I was at another star ceremony. He said, I think it's time we put you in the Walk of Fame. And I said, I'm not going in until Freddie Prinze goes in.
Wow.
And he looks at his assistant. He says, Freddie Prinze is in, isn't it? She says, I don't know. I said, no, he's not. We'll check and we'll get back to you. So they got back to me and they said, he's not in, but if you want to nominate him, we can put him in. And I said, yeah, I want to put him in. And I paid the money for the star. I think it was $10,000. And then the day of the ceremony, Kathy, Freddie Prinze Jr., the people, Dusty Snyder, who was with him in the room when he committed suicide, and all the friends that Freddie had, even some from New York, were all there. Della Reese was there, and all these great people, man. And then Freddie Jr., I see him over there on the phone, and he walks up to me and he goes, hey, my grandma wants to talk to you, which is Freddie's mom. And she was in Puerto Rico. And I said, hello? And she goes, oh, George, thank you so much for being so loving to my Freddie. She said, my Freddie. Thank you for being a fan of my Freddie and for being loving to my Freddie. And then she said, if my Freddie was alive, you and my Freddie would be best friends. And I was like, oh my God, man, this is like tough. So we did the ceremony, man, and Junior was very emotional, and at the unveiling of the star. But for a dude that had zero integrity, zero credibility, zero ability to tell the truth, and zero care for anybody else but myself, I grew up to have eliminated all of those things from my life. I'm not who I was when I was 25. I'm not who I was when I was 15. And at 60, I'm a person that I never would have imagined I would be.
Man, you know what? I think we both there because I never would imagine me being who I am right now.
Thank
You
you,
know what I
man.
mean, George?
Cheers to that.
So listen, guys, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back with a little bit more of my boy, George Lopez, and we'll talk a little bit more again about his career and where he is today and what's up next for him. We'll be right back. Black Widow is a conglomerate of attorneys and investigators that are community-based. They started from a personal traumatic loss that turned into a platform for human dignity and rights. Black Widow always finds ways to eradicate the wrongs and produce positive results beyond all boundaries, and they always pay it forward. Black Widow can handle any and all legal matters, including motorcycle injuries, car accidents, trips and falls, criminal matters, family law, workers' compensation, and restraining orders, and more. In all industries where money rules and basics give rights are overcome by greed, we strive to make it about humanity by repeatedly educating and informing the masses of their rights. If you have ever felt frustrated or anger that you have been done wrong, that's the fire that fuels Black Widow. When you are done listening to all the rest, call Black Widow for the blunt truth. Call 818-599-3613. Again, that's 818-599-3613. or you can find us on Instagram at BlackWidow_investigation. Right. Welcome back to Off the Dribble. Your boy B. Scott is here, and again, I'm with my boy George Lopez. We've been having a great time, just
pretty good,
talking about the old days, talking about golf, talking about all the things that we love. I want to get to now the George Lopez show.
Yeah.
And how that came upon you.
Man.
And then, man, I mean, that thing, took off as well and lasted for a long time. And then I want to also know, why did you kind of stop?
Okay.
I know you wanted to go in different directions. I know how you are. You're artistic. You want to do other things. But let's talk about the George Lopez show.
First of all, I never thought that I would have my own show. Mm-hmm. And then you grow up watching Johnny Carson. Mm-hmm. And I was in Las Vegas, I think 1989, in the summer of 89 or 90. Johnny Carson was going to retire. Mm. And, I love Willy Wonka, like growing up, Mm-hmm. So in the USA Today, in the Life section, there's a comedian on the cover story, this guy Ron Schock, I think he passed away. And in the article, it says that before Johnny leaves, they're going to have 6 new comedians on. Mm. So I'm in Vegas in the Maxim Nowhere Going show. And I remember reading that, and I remember thinking, man, it's like Willy Wonka, man. Like, there's 6 golden tickets out there. Mm-hmm. Like, who's going to get them? Mm-hmm. Never thinking I would get one. So I was at the Improv one night, and the talent booker for the Tonight Show sees me and says, hey, put some stuff together, man, and call me in a week. And I was like, wow, it's not going to happen, man. So I put some stuff together. I worked all week. I'd fall asleep on the notes and get up and then do them again and fall asleep and get up. Worked on a week. So he says, come to my office. So I go to his office, and he goes, are you ready? And I'm like, am I ready? And he goes, yeah. He's sitting behind the desk. He goes, show me your stuff. I was like,
that's on the spot.
And I did it, with no laughter. The guy didn't laugh. I'm talking, the guy's looking at me. Say another one is looking at me. He's like, When I was done, he goes, congratulations, you got the Tonight Show.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He just made sounds. He goes, you didn't laugh. He goes, hey, if I make a sound, that's like a laugh. Because I've had people up here complete silence. And Bill Cosby bumped me in 91, and then I thought it was going to go away because there was stories about guys getting bumped and then never getting called back. So I got bumped, and then the next day they called, and I was on the next week. So in a sense, that was kind of like a beginning. But for the George Lopez show, I was drinking a lot from 95 to 99. I was on the road a lot, and I was going nowhere, and I was drinking a lot. I think my wife had kicked me out of the house. I was living in this apartment that we hadn't sold yet, some condo, sleeping on an air mattress. And then mine was probably like 4. And in the crib, I didn't dismantle the crib when we left because it was still there. Mm-hmm. So I had to see the empty room with a crib in there. And I'm sleeping on the, I remember I bought a toaster, and I'm like, can I afford to buy a toaster? And I just was like, man, this is like nowhere. I'm nowhere. And I used to worry about what everybody else was doing. And then in that condo there, empty, I started thinking, you know what, man, I'm going to worry less about what everybody's doing. I'm just going to worry about myself. Because I'm worried about everybody else, and look where I am. I'm living in this thing. And people would see me, and they go, I thought you moved. I was like, oh, no, we're doing some work up here, renovations. Gotta fill up the mattress every night. But when I did that, things started to, you could feel a change. But also, I was at the Capital City Comedy Club, and Chappelle had been there the week before, and Sandra Bullock had come to see Chappelle. Sandra Bullock had a house in Austin, Texas. And then the manager comes to me after the first show and goes, hey, man, I got a call. I think Sandra Bullock's coming to the show. And I knew that I was not in condition or even professional enough as a comedian. I was drinking on stage, that it wouldn't have been entertaining. And the second shows are always like, half full, first one full. So I literally got on my knees in the dressing room and begged God to keep her from coming to the show. I got on my knees and I went like this, and I said, if you're up there, please don't let her come and see me.
Wow.
And then the guy knocks while the second show started. He goes, and I open the door. He goes, she's not coming, man. She called, and she's not going to come after all.
Wow.
So cut to like 2 years later, I get a call, and they said, hey, man, this producer's looking for a Latino, comedian and something. So everybody said, have you seen George Lopez? So this guy came to see me, and he was working for Sandra, but I didn't know at the time. And then he saw me, and he went away. And then I remember Ann said, did you talk to the guy? And I said, no, he left. A full calendar year later, the guy calls, and he said, hey, are you still interested in this project that we have? And I'm like, what project? And we found out it was Sandra. So I went to Sandra's office during the day. I wasn't going to go. I was hitting golf balls at Whitsett, and I was supposed to be there at 1. I think my manager knew that I might flake out. So about 12:15, he calls me. He goes, are you on your way? And I said, man, I'm not going over there, man. He goes, what do you mean? I said, what's she going to do for me? What's Sandra Bullock going to do for me? And he goes, hey, listen, man. They called, and they said, is he coming? They ordered food. With him, it was always food. They ordered food. You better go over there, man. You're not going to leave her hanging. So I left the balls there at a big bucket, left them there, told the guy, hey, man, you can have these if you want. And I drove over there. And we sat for like 3 hours. She said, tell me about your life. And, she was crying. She was laughing and talking about grandmother and everything, and she was writing it all down, had a writer's assistant. And as we're walking down the stairs, she walked me out. And we got to she opened the door for me. And before I left, I looked at her and I said, hey, I don't know how this is going to end up. I don't know if I ever see you again, or I don't know anything. I just want to say thank you for thinking of me, and thank you for what we're going to try to do, whether it happens or not. Just thank you.
Right.
And she looked at me and she goes, I want you to worry about being funny, and I want you to let me worry about everything else. And I got in the car, and I was like, wow, man. It's like nobody ever said anything like that to me. So in the midst of the next year, the president of Warner Brothers came to see me, and he was in. He's like, I'm in. And then where we're going to take the show. And then the president of ABC came to see me and sat next to the president of Warner Brothers at the Ice House. And I did 25 minutes, and I told the dude, give me the light at 20. And I was killing him, man. Killing him. And he gives me the light, and almost like a boxer that knows that if he gets to the end of the fight, that he's won. So I was digging in a little bit. Then I was kind of cruising at the end, and I knew what I had at the end. And when the light flicked on and off like that, it's like time.
Right.
And I left, and the people were going crazy, man. And before I left the stage, before that guy got to me, in my head, I thought, you just got yourself a television show. But I didn't know.
Right.
And then the next day I flew to Houston, and I got picked up by this dude in a town car, and Bruce called me, and he goes, he did Drew Carey, he was my partner. And he said, are you sitting down? I'm like, I just got in Houston. He goes, ABC called, and they want to do the show. Congratulations. I was like, wow, man. I was like, so we hung up, and I told the driver, hey, man, I just got a show on ABC. Dude didn't turn around. He didn't say congratulations. He didn't say.
He just kept driving.
Didn't go, hey, good for you. Just kept driving. So that's how it came about. And then, it was that show was so real. Like in the early 80s, I got a DUI, and I got put in Foothill Jail, and I got taken to Van Nuys and got arraigned. So when they take you on that sheriff's bus, I don't know if the sheriffs knew to pass by every place that was important to me in my life, but they passed by houses I used to go party at, houses that friends had, restaurants where I used to go, and I'm sitting there, I'm chained to some other dude, and I'm like, are these guys fucking, are they, is my grandmother driving this bus? They're going by my schools, they're going by my high school. I'm like, what the heck? Like, I'm on like a Starline tour. I'm like, man, this is getting depressing, man.
Farewell to her.
I said,
this is all the shit I used to do.
Oh, I said, this is depressing. So they throw you in the tank up there. They're getting ready to call you, and the door opens, and they bring in some guys with like the orange jumpsuits from county jail. So I'm sitting down, and I'm looking down, and then somebody sits next to me, and he's wearing those jail sandals, and I look down, and the guy's toes are painted red, and I'm like, this dude's got painted red toes. And I look up and he's got blonde hair. He's a Latino guy, big guy, and he's got blonde hair, like a cross dresser. And I look down. I'm like, oh man. And the sheriff comes to the door, and he goes, Lopez. And I stood up, and I guess the dude's name was Lopez. And he stood up, and the sheriff goes, no, Mrs. Lopez. And I sat down, and the dude left. And I put that in the show, word for word. Like, I tried to keep it as real as I could. I used real names of my teachers.
Right.
But I don't think it gets any more real than that. We did that in that
Miss
episode.
Lopez.
Miss Lopez. Oh, man. Hilarious.
So the show was a hit. I mean, the George Lopez show, the Tonight Show.
Syndication was good. Yeah, syndication's still there, almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And then I was still married. I decided to take a year off. And then it was just tough to be home. I hadn't been home, in 10 years, So I got offered a chance to, do a talk show. So I did that for a couple of years. And in that, I got divorced. But, I made friends with my wife. I saw her yesterday, and ex-wife, and she goes, I just want us to be friends. I go, that's new. And but she's cool, man. I didn't talk to her for a long time, but it was my fault that everything happened the way it happened.
Right.
But somehow, instead of being mad at myself, I became kind of mad at her. But that's all gone.
Yeah, that's something that's something that George and I have in common. So we did talk a little bit on that golf course about us going through divorces and things of that nature, and how we've kind of moved on. But I also want to ask you about the producing part that you've gotten into.
Yeah.
You've done the stand-up. And I also want to know, are you going to go back and do one more stand-up gig or anything like that?
I don't know, man.
I think that would be so cool.
With dementia running in the family, it's harder to remember that stuff. I did the Netflix special was the first one I had done not live, and I didn't like the way I like to do them live. But they're risky to do them live. But I thought, how can you make comedy harder? Is to not use water, not have a towel, and to do it live. But the older I get, 60. The older I get, I think it gets harder to remember the hour. And sometimes in a default, if you forget your place, you'll go back to stuff that you already had done. And live, you want to keep it, legit. So, but
I feel you there.
Yeah, but producing was new to me, and then, I just felt like, some guys want big parts. I just felt like, and I told my agents, like, hey man, don't look at parts like big parts. Just look at parts as like good parts.
Right. And
then I started to do animation. And I remember the Beverly Hills Chihuahua, the first time I did any voice work, my agent said, all the good parts are taken, but if you want this part, it's 4 lines, $10,000. I said, 4 lines? So I said, I'm not sure. So she goes, I want to know if you're doing it. You're doing it. If not, they're going to move on. And I said, you know what? I'll do it. And I remember getting there 5 minutes late, and I meet this director, Raja Gosnell. And I look over, and Drew Barrymore's in there. And I'm like, what the fuck is Drew Barrymore doing in here? And I said, oh, she's the girl dog. So I'm like, are you ready to start? I'm like, yeah. And the first thing I did is I sang to Drew Barrymore in the movie The Dog's in Love with the Chloe, which is Drew Barrymore. And I had to sing to her. And the guy's like, there's not a song, so just, make it up. And
just make it up on the fly.
I made it like my heart, you're my heart, my soul. And I'm like, if there's ever a time you need anybody to lick inside your ears or to, I would be most honored,
See, I'm forgetting you were a dog.
I was a dog. And after they go cut, and she put both hands on it. She goes, oh my God, that's so sweet. Oh my God. And that was the first time they'd ever heard that voice in that dog. And then when I was done, the director came outside and he goes, listen, man, we haven't shot like most of the movie yet. So would you be willing to come in and just you and I work on stuff? And as we film the dog, I'll make the stuff fit to the dog. And I said, absolutely. And because I didn't say no, it was only 4 lines where I would have said no. That led to the 3 Beverly Hills Chihuahuas, the 2 Smurfs, the 2 Rios, Marmaduke, and Escape from Planet Earth. all of the movies came from that one seed. So, you know, as people want to be stars or want to be producers or want to be in the light, never say no, man, because a seed that small can bring you a tree, you know, with the proper care.
No, that's good advice,
Yeah.
because like you said, you're turning down those small roles thinking there's something better and bigger is going to come
Everybody
along.
would have said no. Everybody would have said no to that. And I went.
That was cool. That was cool. George, I want to go back, and we talked about this a little bit off the camera during our break, and I was telling you about the movie that you were in with Ty Diggs, and I couldn't remember the name, and it was
River Runs Red.
River Runs Red, where you had a much more serious part, you know, because everybody knows you as a comedian. Everybody knows, you know, your stand-up and the Lopez Show, the Tonight Show. They all know that. But I don't know how many people, and I'm sure it was a lot, but I know for me, when I first saw that and saw you in that role, I was like, damn, because you were really good.
Yeah, thank you.
And how was that for you? Because again, you're going from being a comedian to a very serious role. How was that for you?
You know, I did Balls of Fury like in 2007 with the Reno 911 guys, and I was pretty much like the straight guy, but just very calm, you know. And I thought, you know, in some dudes like Jim, you know, those guys that are bigger actors, like they're big. I wasn't a broad actor, you know. I was good at being just, you know, more deadpan. So when Wes Miller, that director, African American director, said, "I got something for you," and I said, I'd already done a couple parts that were dramatic, and Tay was in that thing, and I was like, you know, I'll do it. Yeah, that's cool. And you know, I had lost a friend to a police officer shooting. So if you look as an actor, like, what do you? I remember Ben Kingsley told me on my talk show that every experience that he's had, and he was neglected as a child, like he went into a bottle, you know, put all my bad experiences in the bottle, and whenever I need them, I open the bottle and I take one out, and then I put the cap back on and I save it for the next time. Like so he used all the experiences as in his life to make him the actor that he is, like the dramatic part. He would remember things, and I did that. You know, cried on cue. You know, by losing a child, and Tay had lost a child, and I had immediate chemistry with him. You know, and you know my show had already been out forever. I mean, you know, so we're in Louisville, Kentucky, and we're shooting this scene in the car, and I'm driving, and the movie trailers in front of us, and they're filming us. And he says, "So I want you guys to drive around, and you're looking for the police. Like, we're looking for the guys. We're going like a Western. We're going after these two police officers." So we're driving, and we're going under the bridge, and we're going around the town. And he goes, "Keep going, guys. You're all right. Look around." And we go under this underpass, and there's a homeless guy walking with a push cart and all his stuff, and he's got a hoodie over his head that's hanging like hair, and he's just pushing his cart. And as we drive under the underpass, he looks over, and as we pass him, he goes, "George Lopez!" And when we stop, everybody gets out, and they come over to the car, and they go, "Did that guy yell George Lopez?" And I go, "He did." The homeless guy yelled your name. How did he know? How did he know it was you? I don't know. Maybe I got a TV in the cart. I don't know. But I mean, of all, and it's never just George. It's always
George Lopez. Yeah.
And it's been pretty wild, man. But that, you know, in doing those dramatic parts, I did a thing, No Man's Land, dramatic, and then River Runs Red, and then I did this one. Oh my God! So, you know, whether people believe in the universe, or they believe in karma, or if they believe in kindness, that's up to people. You know, that's up to the individual to decide.
Absolutely. So
I did this thing, man, like the world's greatest dog, like most amazing dog, for Facebook. And I was leaving, and everybody was like, "Why are you doing this thing, man?" I was like, you know, I don't know. It was Lisa Vanderpump. I wanted to hang out with Lisa Vanderpump. She's great. So when I'm leaving, this girl is there, and she's dressed kind of like a guy, and she's got a hat on, and she's got her brother with her. And I get in the SUV, and the window rolls up, and I look, and they're both standing there, but kind of like really kind of meek, you know. And I roll the window down, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they're like, "George Lopez?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, oh. So I go, hang on. I get out of the car and I talk to her. What are you guys doing? And she goes, oh, you know, I'm like a little filmmaker. I'm trying to make this film about my life, about coming out to my dad on my prom night. And, you know, I wrote it already. And it's funny, man, because my brother and I were just talking about you. Like, you would be the best person to play my dad. And then here you are. And I said, well, listen, I'll give you my number. I'll give you my email. And if you get to the point where you make this thing, I said, let me know. I'll be your father. I'll play your father. Mm-hmm. So about a year later, she called to have the money. And schedule-wise, they're trying to work out. So I went to this place in like Chatsworth, this house, and I played her dad in this little movie that got on HBO Max, and it got in the LA Film Festival.
Wow.
So, you know, like 3 weeks ago, I got a call from my agent, and he said, hey, man, I've been working on this thing for a couple of years, and it's starting to come together. So tomorrow at 1:30, I have a call set up for you and the director of this project. And he goes, there's no script, and it's very private, and nobody knows anything about it. But he wants to talk to you. So I said, all right. So the next day at 1:30, I call this dude, Latino guy, Angel Miguel Soto, I believe. And he's like, hey, brother, what's happening? I said, oh, good, man. What's going on? So we talk about our lives, talk about growing up. And he says to me, yeah, man, you know, I saw you in this little movie like you were a dad. And I thought, River Runs Red, you know. And he goes, no, about the girl that came out on her prom night. Oh, yeah, at last. I said, yeah. He goes, I saw you in that. He goes, I had a project, an animated project at the LA Film Festival, but I was going to see other shorts, and I saw you. And he goes, I cried. Like, I was like, oh, my God. So the next day they made me an offer. So DC, you know, Marvel, DC is coming out with the first Latino superhero. So it's the producer, writer, and director, all Latinos. And that guy's the director of it. So he says, you know, there's no script. It's called The Blue Beetle. The kid from Cobra Kai is playing the Blue Beetle. So, you know, it's all very private. It was going to be on HBO Max only. And then Warner Brothers saw the script. They saw the people involved. So it has a release date of August 2023. So I got cast to be the uncle in the Blue Beetle. So I'm going to be the uncle in the Blue Beetle series, which nobody knows about yet.
Oh, wow. And that's going to be on Netflix, or is that going to be?
No, it's going to be released. It'll be a worldwide release.
Oh, wow.
Because it's DC. So when they sent the offer, there's an offer for one movie, and then under it, there's 10 more offers for other.
Wow. So you said the kid from Cobra Kai
is going to be the
Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm
that's
the
so
uncle.
cool.
And I'm the uncle in the Blue Beetle.
That is so cool, George.
Which is big, man. I mean,
Man,
you know,
is
I've had
so
quite
cool.
a career, but to get involved in the DC universe is big. Batman.
Yeah.
And I think Batman is in our movie, but it's a big, big deal.
Yeah. DC got everybody.
And nobody knows
man.
right now but you guys.
Well, there you go. See, that's what's happened when you're watching the Off the Dribble with Byron Scott. You get stuff like this from George Lopez. You get the first of everything. You get it way before you even hit the presses. See, that's what it's all about. George, I mean, we talked about your producing. We talked about you as a comedian, drama, you know, just unbelievable actor, what you have meant to the Latino community. Yeah. How important is that to you?
I don't know what I've meant to the Latino community. You know,
come on, man. Come on now. I mean, you know, all the things you've done. Come on now.
Well, I know what they've meant to me. And I think, you know, what they've meant to me is it might be the first family I ever had. Of all those people that come up to you and say, hey, man, we saw you in this, or my daughter loves you, or if you look at YouTube, every time they play Lowrider, like a little kid is jumping up and down the bed, like they know my face. Like this little kid was taking a walk and with his dad, and the kid's got to be 4 years old. And there's a van with my picture on it, and the little kid walks over, and his dad says, where you going? And he goes over to the van, and he points at my picture and he goes, George Lopez. And the dad is like, how does this 4-year-old kid know who you are?
That's right, yeah.
And, I was always mad at everything, and I was always just negative about myself and about my upbringing. But through just that one time in that day where you're down, I mean, you can only go down worse. But I decided to not worry about everybody else and worry about myself. And that was the day that I think everything, if you go one day without wishing anybody ill, then makes the next day easier. So when I turned that page and went to being not the most positive person, but not wishing anybody any harm or any bad things to happen to them. And, I had grown up around Buddhist temples, my whole life. And then I met the Dalai Lama like in 2012 or 10. And then I spoke at his 80th birthday party. So those guys and that thing really helped me just, since I cussed in church, I don't think I was welcome back. So I think that, just the principles of being kind really made kind of the universe spin my way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had another question for you, though. And you, we're the same age. So you grew up in the hood like I did. And at our time, there was a whole lot of gangs.
Ooh.
Crips and Bloods, the Essays, Sunshine Crips, the Pyrus, how did you avoid? I know how I did. Obviously you did as well with laughter and things of that nature.
But did they leave you alone because you could ball?
Yes.
Yeah.
The reason the Crips and Blood would leave me alone when I was in high school. I would be coming home and they would stop us, because we always traveled like 6 or 7 of them anyway, because we wanted to make sure we protected ourselves.
Right.
But when they would jump out the car and surround you,
man,
it's 6 of us, 12, 13 of them. And then they would be one person be like, oh, that's that kid from Morningside High.
Man.
That plays ball. No, they good. They good. And they would leave us alone.
Yeah.
So in your situation, I know you had to avoid the gangs as well. How did you do that?
Man, my grandfather never really, I don't think he hit me. I think it's more mental. He made me more afraid of him than of being in gangs. But the guys that I grew up with started in high school. They started to go a little sideways, man. They would leave school and go do home invasions, like they'd break into houses. And they would come back to school and they would have, chains or money or necklaces and
all
stuff.
the shit they stole, basically.
All the shit they stole. And they would be like, you want some of this shit? I'm like, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. And then those guys ended up getting caught, and then other guys would beat up. I remember one time, man, there was a kid and his dad playing in the park, and those guys were throwing a football around. And then they were going to have a meeting, and they asked me to leave because I wasn't with those guys, and those guys I grew up with. And they ended up beating up that guy in front of his kid. And that's when I was like, these dudes, man, that's just bad, And I didn't have a father, so it meant a lot. And then those guys, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna gradually cut these cats out, and just I played baseball, but they were always around, and they'd always try to get you to go leave school. No, I'm good, man. I gotta do my thing, man. I got, however, but I decided, it wasn't my grandfather's, upbringing that I just decided for myself that I didn't want to go that way. I could have.
Yeah, of course.
But I wasn't that type of guy, and I already was into comedy and all that stuff. So I decided to let them have that, and and go on and do my thing. But the thing when I got back home and my grandfather was there, he would belittle me for like leaving and coming back early. What happened? Those guys kicked you out. They didn't want you around. How is that what happened? But when I was 14, we had this dance, and a lot of the girls from school were going, and then I was dressed in the best clothes that I had. Right. And then this guy said to me in front of everybody, I thought we were supposed to dress up. And man, it broke my heart, man. And I went home and I got in my room and I said, if I grow up and if I make anything of myself, nobody's going to ever make fun of me for the things that I'm wearing. And I've done it.
Yeah, no, you've done it and some.
Yeah.
So So, George, what are some of the things that you're working on or doing right now that we got to be looking out for?
Yeah, right now we're getting ready to shoot a pilot with my real daughter, Mayan.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
For NBC, and Bruce Alford, my original creator. They're excited about this thing called Lopez versus Lopez, like court papers.
Oh, yeah.
And
is that how you came up with the name?
Man.
Lopez versus
Lopez.
Lopez.
Divorce. Oh, great. You mean where I lost half my money? Yeah, sure. I think that's funny.
Yeah, let's go back to that, right?
My wife gave me a kidney and I left her. Yeah, why not? But that's one. And then, I have restaurants and beer and tequila coming out. And
what's the tequila? What's the name of the tequila?
Chicano. With the X.
Yes.
Hand
I'll
bottled.
be looking for that.
Hand bottled in Mexico. And the bottle is unique. It's so unique, it doesn't fit on the machines in Mexico. And Mexico, everything fits on a machine in Mexico. They're like, they have to hand pour on the ladies because it doesn't fit. It's beautiful, nice. I've been working on it for probably about 4 years. And then I have a children's book.
Oh, wow.
Called Chupacabra Carter. And it's about a kid growing up and looking in the moon and trying to decide where his future is going to be. And then he befriends a kid that looks like the Chupacabra, and they grow up, and he's looking for his family, and that's getting ready to come out too. And that's a good book. We're well written. I think the kids will like it. I think it'll be a hit.
Good. I got 2 granddaughters. Or I got 4 granddaughters.
They'll love it, man. Very drawn very well. Yeah,
get it and read it to them. And the restaurants are doing extremely well. I know that.
Good. Yep. Opening
you had
some
the
more.
one in Manhattan Beach, or
got the one in Hermosa,
yep.
And then I think they're going to open one in the Stratosphere in Vegas, and then there's one going up in some casinos around the country. So, everything's good,
man. Listen, guys, I want to thank my boy George Lopez for coming by today. Look out for the movie later on, because again, like he just said, we the only one know about that right now. This is something that hasn't been talked about yet, but when it comes out, check it out. George Lopez, my boy, my golf buddy, my drinking buddy,
my man.
Ooh, my man. I want to thank you again, G.
I love
you, brother. Love you too, guys. This is another episode of Off the Dribble with your boy Byron Scott. Wait for the next one. Check us out. And you can always go on and subscribe. We're on YouTube, and anything you can find that does podcasts, we are on it. So check us out. And we are out with my boy Joe Lopez. Until the next time, guys. Peace.
All right, man, it's time to bring out my homeboy. He really is my homeboy. He's from my hometown, San Fernando, California. I know you've seen him on TV a lot of times, man. I've watched him grow and grow and grow, and now he has arrived. Will you please welcome my homeboy, George Lopez?
La cosa que quiero decir. Thank you. First, I'd like to say, must have hit the SAP button by mistake. Let me translate. Gracias a venir al show, este pinche pueblo de güeros, cabrones que se ven las nalgas, pinches gringos, cabrones que se van a la chinga. I want to thank you all so much for coming out tonight and supporting Latino comedy. Thank you so much. I want to thank my man Cheech Marin and Paul Rodriguez for having me on the show. Pinche güeros que se van para atrás a sus trailer parks, hijo de sus chingas. But I realize that there are problems within our communities, and I know that one day, through patience and understanding, we can bridge the gaps. Y si no, cabrones, que me mamen la verga, pinches güeros, cabrones. And we can allow the healing to begin. All right! Look at the people that don't speak Spanish. What's going on? What's he talking about, Reed? I don't know. Let me greet you with the Mexican hello. That's how we say hello. Hey, George, I want you to meet my family. Oh, shit. Don't forget your cousin in the wheelchair. Because all Mexican families have a relative in the wheelchair. If you don't have one, let me know. I'll get you one. And it's never a good wheelchair. Todo rompido, one anda todo. And somebody has to push him. He can't push himself, your grandma. Push your cousin. Push your cabrón. Push your cousin. You should be happy your legs work, cabrón. Push your cousin. That's how we say hello. Somebody we haven't seen in 20 years. And it's never happy. Not a long time no see. Mexican, where you been, puto? Push it, my cousin. Somebody's far away? How come you didn't say hi to me? Fuck, I went like that. You turned away before I came back up as the way. Wait for me, man, wait for me. Because that's the way we are. We grow up so insecure, it's always wait for me. You forget something? Oh shit, I forgot my jacket. Hey, wait for me. Not, I'll be right back. Hey, I got my keys in there. Wait for me, man. Don't wait for me. Why are we like that? Because when you're a little kid, you have to go pee. What does your mom say? Hurry up, cabrón, because we're not going to wait for you. Mr. Pee-Pee, chingazo, man, let's go. You ever have that crazy aunt that whenever she drinks, they pee anywhere? Todo borracha, mijo, ¿dónde está el baño? Right there, by the time you turn around, she's already down. Tápame, tápame, tápame. ¡Ay! Este salió con premio. And what do? They're so fucked up they tuck their dress in the pantyhose. ¡Ay! Pinche bailando en la noche, ¿eh? Ay, mira, Rafi, everyone's looking at me. Ay. And nobody says anything. Mira, tía, tiene el vestido ahí. Leave her like that. That way she learns. Everything that happens to us is so we'll learn. You get hit, cabrón. Sit right there. That way you'll learn. Siéntate. And we're always all right. We're so afraid of making trouble. We're always all right. You can get hit by a car. Bam! Oh my God, are you all right? I'm all right. Don't fucking huerco in the front yard. Ay. Ay. I'm all right, señora. No, estoy bien. They're going to run my social security number. I'm all right. And what are we always doing? Nothing. What are we? Hey, what are you doing over there? Nothing. We're never doing nothing. Hey, what'd you do this weekend? Nothing. Latinos are direct opposites of everybody else. Some people are happy to see other people. They wave them over. Oh my God! Look, everyone, it's Duncan. Duncan! Oh my God! We're totally over here. Duncan! You're 9 feet away, they call you on the cell phone. Oh my God! I'm totally right here. Latinos are never happy. We look, oh fuck, look who's over there, man. Son of a bitch. Hide the chair, hide the chair, hide the chair, hide the chair. Don't look over there, don't look over there, don't look over there. Pretend we're talking, cabrón, pretend we're talking. Look at my face, cabrón, pretend we're talking. He saw me? Shit, he saw me? Liar, say swear to God, swear to God. Swear to God. Come on in, you saw me. Look, you might as well. We're different people. Some people won't wait in line. They'll see a line, oh God, there is a line. Mexican won't wait in line, we don't even know what the line's for. Mira la línea, chinga su madre. Go get in line, go get in line. And once you get in, you let everyone in. Tia, písale, cabrona. They're not gonna get you, come on. Different people. We're not happy for anybody. A true Latino is never happy when other people do well. Our first instinct is negative. Did you hear Ruben got a job at the hospital? The marihuana? Órale. Pinche marijuana working at the hospital. Shit. I'm gonna call up, watch. Hello, hospital? Ruben's a marijuana over. That way he'll learn. My grandmother, I learned from my grandma. My grandma, 82 years old. Everything she says is negative. Everything. Grandma, you hear about Maria? What? That she's pregnant? No, she's getting married. Like I said. With blue eyeshadow. So you can see it, they keep their eyes closed. Are you gonna go to the wedding? I went to the first three. Más puta que la chinga. She got 4 kids getting married in a white dress. Tan loca la cabrona, white dress. No, hombre. A white dress, mira that white dress. She should get married in a white dress with black sleeves. And a hole in the front para acabarle chingar. But tell her I said hi. Bring me a plate. That's all I want. We never say congratulations. You ever see people, man, that are happy for other people? Oh God, you're awesome. Congratulations. You rock. We never say congratulations. What do we say? Oh, so now I think you're up bad or what? ¿Te crees muy chingón? We'll still kick your ass. Yeah, go to the Hallmark store and look for that card. Can I help you, sir? Yeah, you don't have a I think you're up bad card? Liar, say swear to God. Swear to God. How about a you ain't shit balloon? You don't have one of those? Shit, you guys don't have nothing here. We need our own greeting cards. We need Mexicano greeting cards because the ones at the stores are too happy. We don't understand that. You need one that says, heard about your new job. You open it up. Don't fuck it up like the last time. We're tough from the time we're kids. You get that tough love. Little babies cry, the mothers run over. Oh my God, Caitlin, are you all right? Us. Mira, there he goes. Chille, chille, no me chingues del bebé. Hombre, let him cry, mija, let him cry. It's good for his lungs. Let him cry. Let him cry. Turn the music up. I don't need to hear this shit. Turn that music. Then they go pick you up. Don't pick him up. Don't pick him up. He's gonna get used to it. Don't pick him up. Number, now you fucking my number. Now he's gonna want you to hold him and change him. Number. You may as well have another one because you messed that one up. Different people. We trick you into helping. We wait till you sit down. Ruben, what are you doing right now? Right now, I'm not doing nothing. Help me fix my truck. I gotta pull the transmission out and put a new one in. Oh, you mean right now, right now? Yeah. I can't do it right now, right now. When? Shit, probably later. Later. But not right now, right now. You should have told me before. Old school, we're always late. We're late because none of the clocks work in our houses. They all need batteries. The TV is the clock. It's always on. Grandma, when do you take your medicine? Cuando se acaba la Judge Judy, I take my pill. We don't have clocks in the house. All we have is calendars from every panaderia we've ever been to. On the walls, every wall. And it's the same picture, the Aztec dude and the dead lady. And your grandma doesn't want to take it down. That reminds me of me when I was young. Porque me gustaba pisquear and they used to bring me home like that, barefoot, with a flower in my hair. Toda encuerada. I never had a water hose at my house that had the metal end. You know, it was always cut and cut. The minute I had a hole over here, they cut. Córtalo, cabrón. Pinche hose was this long. I wanted a nozzle. My grandfather like, you got a thumb, you got a nozzle. Mira. How do I turn it off? Pinch it, mira, off, on. Chinga su madre, mira, pinch it, off, on. Pégale. Off. I didn't have swim trunks. I used to cut pants. You ever used to cut pants? Hey, if you want to go swimming, cut pants. Then you find the scissors and some old pants. Are we going for reals? For reals. Because if I cut, I can't cut back. For reals? Say swear to God. Swear to God. Or you used to go swimming in your underwear, the tantarans. Remember the tantaran? The white briefs, tantaran. You'd run around the house with a towel and a clothespin. Tantaran. And your mom still thinks you're the tantaran boy. You're 34 years old. Todo borracha la cabrón. Mijo, tú the tantaran. Do the tantaran. With feeling, cabrón. I don't believe you. Tantaran. Mira, te salió un huevo, cabrón. Put it in. Oh my God, cochino. With un huevo salido, popped out. Mira, put it back in. And when did you get hair, cochino? we never believe when anybody's sick. And when they are sick, they never go to the doctor. Man, I feel bad. I should go to the doctor. Shit, you better not go. They're gonna find something wrong with you. Don't go. If I were you, I wouldn't go. Drink a 7-Up, you'll be all right. Tómate un 7. Drink a 7-Up. And burp it out. Mira, chingate todo el bote. Y luego... Y sale el cáncer con el burp, mira. Pon el lemon, pon el limón y luego chingate. We drink too much. We drink to get drunk with todo. Then we call women up in the middle of the night. Hey, 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 hey. What are you doing? Sleeping? Cochina. Let me come over. Right now, right now. Hey, hey, what are your chichis doing? If you let me come over, I'll go down there. No, this time for reals. Because you're a cochina. You liked it. You liked it. You liked it. You liked it. When you got on top and you were moving the... Oh, I'm sorry, señora. ¿Es Gloria there? Different people. We've taken over the country. If you go to any fast food restaurant, it's all Latinos that work there. You have to be bilingual to get a hamburger. You ever go to Jack in the Box and the voice that comes out of the speaker has a Mexican accent? What the Jack in the Box? Can I take your order? The fuck's going on in there? Welcome to Jack in the Box. Can I take your order? ¿Quiere algo, cabrón? You want sunshine? Is this Jack in the Box? Yes, can I have a jumbo jack? You want a jumbo yak? ¿Quieres sheet? You want sheet? ¿Quieres queso? You want sheet? I better not. ¿Quieres papa frita? You want french fry? Papa frita? No papa la fritas, thanks. Then they lose everybody in Jack in the Box. What kind of fountain drinks do you have? What kind of fountain drinks do you have? ¿Qué? Fountain drinks. 1 minute, please. Ramón, este vato me está diciendo fountain drink. ¿Qué es eso? Este pinche mamón en la ventana me está diciendo fountain drink, muy chingón. ¿Qué? ¿Es soda? ¿Es soda? ¿Es soda? Míralo, cabrón. Hey, why you not say soda, stupid? Sí, tenemos soda, tenemos Coca, tenemos Pepsi, Sprite, Mr. Pip. Then they got all the Mexicans. Jamaica, tamarindo, chaparrada, horchata. I don't want to know who works there, fucker. I want something to drink. We do everything by memory. All Latinos. It's all memory. Remember that time we went? You remember? You don't remember? You got drunk and you threw up outside? You don't remember? You remember? We don't have pictures. We take pictures. We just never developed the film. They just hold up the film. Mira, these are when you were little. Dice Fuchi. But things are changing, things get better. What's happening now is a lot of Latinas are raising little kids. You know, there's a Latino in every home, whether you live there or you work there. They come in and raise these kids for these ladies that want to work. There was always somebody in our house raising us, so they raise their kids and they raise other kids, little white kids that are going to understand Latinos because they're going to have brown hearts, because the person that's spending all the time with them, Socorro, is teaching them. And they're going to speak Spanish. Austin, bájate de ahí, cabrón, bájate. Oh. Con permiso, Socorro. And when they fall, they're going to get what we got when we fell. Mira, go to the top, cabrón, and fall all the way down. So you can break your head wide open. Súbale, súbale. And when that mother tries to discipline her kid, it's not going to work because she's not there. She's going to come home. Come here this instant. I didn't even do nothing. You come here right now. Right now, right now. And when that kid walks for the first time and talks for the first time, that mother's not going to be there. Socorro's going to be there. She's going to have to hear about it that day. Señora, mira, today that baby estaba walkie. I'm sorry, no Nintendo. Mira, el bebé, Austin, estaba walkie, mira, walkie. Y también talking, mira, pic, pic. Oh my God! Austin was walking and talking. Te estoy diciendo, cabrona, que estaba andando y estaba hablando. Did you get the video camera? Did you videotape it? Shit, what for? I'll remember. Gracias. I love you guys. Cuídense. Thank you very much. I love you. Gracias.
George Lopez. George Lopez, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, this might be one of the times when wisdom from an older generation would be helpful.
Okay, let's.
What do you think we should do, Daddy?
Nothing. You're screwed, Granny. Now, I know that sounds mean, but you put me through the same thing. Hey, you married without my approval. Although in this case, unlike you, Carmen would be running off with a smart, wealthy man with a future.
Daddy, when are you going to give this up? George turned out great.
Yeah, well, even a blind squirrel finds a nut eventually.
Stand right there, I'll find two more.
You know, the crazy thing is that in a couple of years, you would be thrilled for Carmen to marry a boy like Jason.
What'd you say? Hold on. What? What's wrong? Angie's dad's there. He's gonna want to play dominoes again. All week it's been, George, dominoes is a man's game. Come, show me what kind of man you are, Chico.
George, I bet he wouldn't bug you if he found someone else to play with.
You know, Ernie, I've been having trouble with this lock.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Yeah. A ver, pull it. Here we go. Mira. Ah, you don't know like that.
Ernesto!
Oh, hello.
Join me. Dominoes is a man's game. Come, show me what kind of man you are, Chico.
Hope he's not talking to a little girl in a sleeping bag.
I left Miami to give you time to think. Look, this is not what you were supposed to think. You're sorry? No, don't apologize to me. Apologize to God for destroying 40 years of marriage.
Wow! This doesn't taste like 1 calorie?
Don't pretend you didn't hear. Emelina's divorcing me.
What?
I don't know how it happened to me. I don't even know how to say this. I've been cuckolded.
I'm sorry?
Cuckolded.
I'm trying to be sympathetic here. I just have no idea what you're saying.
My wife cheated on me. Last week, I went to her dermatology clinic to surprise her. I walked in on her, checking a man for moles in a place where sun damage is not a possibility.
Oh, Angie's gonna be devastated.
George, you must allow me to tell my daughter in my own way, in my own time.
Well, maybe you won't have to tell Angie. Maybe Emelina will realize that this is a mistake. Vic, you guys have a great marriage.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But it all came out. This wasn't the first time. I should have seen it coming. She was working more, coming home late. She started going out with her girlfriends again.
Well, hey, lots of happily married women go out with their girlfriends. That doesn't mean anything, right?
Never thought this could happen to me. I mean, I stayed fit. I was successful. I kept the romance alive. For what? I look at you and think maybe you're right. Why even try? Eso es todo lo que tú tienes, ¿eh? ¿Y a ti qué te pasa?
Vic!
Hi. George, what are you doing here?
Look, I had a fight with Angie and made a fool out of myself, man. You gotta tell her about you and Emelina.
What does one have to do with the other?
Man, you got in my head, man, with all that crazy talk about how it could happen to anyone. Cuckolded! I was cuckolded! Look, Angie will understand why I got so jealous if you tell her about the divorce.
No, she idolizes her mother.
Listen, Angie and I don't fight that often, and when we do, we usually clear things up pretty quickly. Okay, I don't want to be like this with her, Vic, so you gotta help me.
I can't. My little girl will think I'm a failure. Sure, you may be used to it, but I have my pride.
Trust me, when you tell Angie, she's not gonna think any less of you. You're her father, and you're not a failure at that.
Okay, George. I don't want to ruin your marriage, too. Well, not anymore, I don't. I'll tell her.
And you know, I couldn't say this while you guys were together, but Emelina, oh, man. She was one bitter tramp with a 10-foot stick up her butt.
She's the mother of my children, a gifted doctor, and the most beautiful woman in the world.
Okay, too soon.
A ring means nothing. I gave my wife a 3-carat stone, but that didn't stop her from cheating on me. She even threw the ring at me during counseling when I called her a mattress-hopping whore frog. In Spanish, that is devastating.
You know, it's horrible when a marriage falls apart. Hey, did you keep that ring?
Yeah. I'm gonna use it to scratch fornicator on her coffin, so the devil knows which line to put her in. Change of plans. Don't give her the ring.
What? I just gave it to her. What do you think this was about, that shirt?
You got me this for Christmas. What's going on? Well, last night I did something very stupid. I went to happy hour at Baja Beach, and you know they've got those giant margaritas. And...
Get to the point.
Well, I was drunk, so I called Angie's mother and told her I gave her diamond to a younger woman.
What?
Oh, the whole bar cheered for me, man.
sorry. Keep thinking about how I screwed up my anniversary.
In my 40 years with Angie's mother, I never once forgot an anniversary. Even now that we are divorced, I still remember. This year, I had my nurse take a pint of my blood, and I sent it to her with a card that said, "How much more of me do you want to suck out, you cheating vampire?" I laughed and laughed. Then I passed out. It's better than Castro's eyes.
Dad, if it were really over, would she be flying here tomorrow night to see you?
She's flying here?
Yes. So you'll talk to her?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Daddy.
It'll be a pleasure to tell her to her face that she's a lying, cheating Jezebel who will burn in hell with her lover, boiling in a soup of their own treachery. Mujer mentirosa y traicionera.
Okay, Vic, swing through the ball. Okay, relax your grip and keep your left arm straight.
Cansado me tiene la pelotica de porquería esta, chica.
You can keep your cool when you're cutting open a human heart, but golfing in my backyard is too much pressure?
You don't understand. If I hook one into a sand trap tomorrow at the hospital benefit, I will be laughed at by a male nurse. That's like you being mocked by a, well, I don't know what's beneath you. Let's say a homeless man.
Vic, I know you're worried you're gonna be humiliated at this tournament, but just remember this. You suck, and I'm not helping you no more.
Kids and I are going to Carmen's poetry reading.
Oh, man, do I have to go?
No, you don't have to go. Unless you want to support your daughter and show her that you care about what's important to her.
Thank God. Let me know how it goes.
Well, we won't be home till late. Try not to kill your mom.
Fighting with Benny?
I don't want to talk about it.
You know, this reminds me of a time in Cuba.
Okay, you've broken me. I'll talk. My mom's house burns down. I take her in because I'm a good son. She treats me like I'm an 8-year-old in my own house.
I think I know what the problem is here. You have reversed roles with your mother. She's now dependent on you. So the less she feels like a parent, the more she's going to treat you like a child. It's a classic power struggle.
Well, I don't care what's going on in her head. I just want it to stop.
Perhaps I can help. When Emeline and I were in couples therapy, I learned how to deal with unhealthy relationships.
Vic, you got divorced.
It helped me. She, however, remained a whore. But what I learned is that people in bad relationships are like actors playing out the same tragedy day after day after day after day.
Getting drowsy must hear point.
The point is, if you want a happier ending, you must change the script. If she's mean to you, instead of lashing out, try being nice. Eventually she will give up. It would be like killing her with kindness.
Okay, killing her. Go on.
So, as a rule of thumb, when you want to choke her, give her a hug instead.
All right, I'll try it. But if I'm hugging her too hard and she can't breathe, I was trying to do something nice, right? That's our story.
George, please, the music inspires my cooking, Chico.
Lean over the stove some more. I didn't get enough gray chest hair last time. Angie, your dad's been here a month. How long is he gonna stay?
Paño de cocina. La gente no tiene paño de cocina. Qué barbaridad, que desorganiza. You know, a real lady would turn around and allow me to cover myself. I believe we're having what the cowboy movies call a Mexican standoff.
Looks more like we've got a Cuban Missile Crisis.
Benny, please. Toss me Angie's jacket. Hey, I don't care what you do when Angie and George are here, eh? But when I am house sitting, you call before you come over.
Yeah. What's that?
It's a pro-con list for moving to Colorado. Pro, less crime. Con, cold weather. Pro, 1,000 miles away from Benny. Con, only 1,000 miles away from Benny. Hope you're happy, Benny. You are a major reason our children are leaving.
You didn't read far enough. Pro, won't have to listen to Vic tell us how to raise our kids. Con, will miss laughing at the way he says is stupid.
What? They are the ones who are stupid. All I do is help and they never appreciate anything.
Oh, hey, I'm just as insulted as you are. Now look, we can either whine about it or we can get back at them by drinking George's good scotch.
I like good scotch. Especially when I ordered the pay-per-view boxing on George's TV. I'll show them not to take me for granted. Victor Palmero has his pride. I'm a man. Hi, chest hair. Hello, everyone. Angie, got the wine? Ay, Dios mío. Mira esas bombas atómicas. No, I mean, I love what you've done with your hair. Have you noticed her breasts?
Kids, give us a minute. We need to talk to your grandmother.
Mom, did you do this because of what I said at the factory?
Yeah, I did. You made a fool out of me, George, but no one is ever gonna make fun of my body again.
Benny, how could you afford those?
Well, I spent the money I was saving up for my new apartment. I may not be able to get a place of my own, but at least I'll look hot.
So you think those are what men really want?
Why don't you ask your dad? He hasn't taken his eyes off them since he got here.
I'm only viewing them as a doctor.
And what is the good doctor's opinion?
Oh, they're yummy. I'm older now, and I say what I like. And I like.
Hi, guys.
Hey, ay, Dios mío, this kitchen is a disaster.
I told you.
Angie, you need a maid.
No maids. I don't want some stranger in my house going through my stuff, invading my privacy.
George, we had a maid growing up and it was great.
Yeah, they are like part of your family. Well, except they have to do what you say and they leave at night. Although, never call them at home. Oh, man. You'll just hear gunshots and sirens in the background and, well, it's depressing.
Well, I remember when I was a kid seeing all the Latinas at the bus stop waiting to go clean some rich guy's house. I don't want to be that guy.
It's not like that, Uncle George. I loved our maid Rita. She was the hardest worker ever. You couldn't even distract her. I'd say, Rita! And she would keep on working.
I thought her name was Vicky.
Oh, my God. That's why she never turned around. I really miss Rita Vicky.
Come on, Veronica. I'll take you to dinner. I was thinking of making paella for you here, but something in that old bowl of rice just blinked at me. Let's go. Big Palmero se va a Miami, pata pata pa, cha 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 cha.
Look, it's a Cuban Santa Claus. He doesn't have a sleigh or reindeer. He just got a raft pulled by 12 relatives.
I don't care what you say. I'm in a great mood. I just got off the phone with your sister. For the first time, the entire Palmero family will be in Miami for Christmas. We're having a reunion.
Oh, this is so great. The whole family hasn't been together in years.
Whoa, 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 Angie, I can't take your whole family talking down to me. I thought we were just gonna see your Aunt Claudia. At least when she insults me, I can just turn down her oxygen tank. She falls asleep.
You turned down my aunt's oxygen tank?
Of course not. What kind of person you think I am? I just pinched the hose a little bit.
What are you worried about, George? You're a big success, man.
Yeah, George. I don't know what you're worried about, huh? There'll be 6 doctors there, 8 lawyers, 2 judges, a state senator, and 1 factory worker. Maybe you can tell them what it's like to eat lunch from a truck.
Maybe you can tell them what it's like to lie about your age on your internet dating ad. That's right. I went online. I'm Juicy Maria 818.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Really? You get stood up for coffee last Saturday?
Damn it! What about Jessica 1960?
I don't know. Show up at the park, take your chances.
Fine. I can take a joke. Hey, I just signed for these flowers. They're from someone named Wayne.
Get rid of them.
What? Hey, come on!
What is going on? Who are the flowers for?
Angie.
Oh, yeah, why does it say rest in peace?
I was good last night, so I guess she needs her rest.
Then why does it say in loving memory?
In memory of the loving. Any more questions?
Yeah, how many times are you going to mention sleeping with my daughter before I leave the room?
Okay, look, I'm sorry. All right, we both know she's an angel. Till she walks up those stairs. Hello.
Where's Max? I want to give him back his paintball gun.
That's 2 weeks in a row. What are you doing, training to take back Cuba?
Who told you that? I want names.
Relax, I was just kidding.
Oh. Well, now that you know, I joined a group of Cuban patriots. We conduct military exercises at an indoor paintball facility in Tarzana.
Vic, I know what it means to you to take back your homeland. So to help with the invasion, I'm gonna pitch in for some Batman walkie-talkies.
Very funny, huh? We will need 6 of those.
Just leave the gun. I'll tell Max it's here.
So, are you finding college tougher than you imagined?
It's nothing I can't handle.
Why have you written in Scrod? All over your notes.
It says I'm screwed.
Calm down, huh? Calm down. Earthquakes are just a part of nature. Man, in Florida, we had hurricanes. After your grandmother cheated on me, I submitted her name to the National Weather Service. Hurricane Emelina. But they said it had to start with a D. So I suggested Hurricane Dirty Lying Tramp. Well, they went with Dana. I don't get it. It was only 2 years. Richard was perfect. Professional, wealthy, handsome, Cuban. I'm stupefied. How can you and Richard be getting a divorce when these two are still together?
fine, but I'm all you got left, papi.
Is she talking to the police?
Yeah, we think a guy's stalking Max on the internet.
Dios mío, that's horrible. At least in Cuba, there was no internet with strangers trying to lure you away. If an old man put his hand in your pants, he was looking for food.
Why were you walking around with food in your pants? Why didn't you just use a paper bag?
And leave my dad without a briefcase? I don't think so.
He's been boxing.
You put my little boy in the ring so other boys could hit him?
Look, Angie, it wasn't my idea. Look, I'm not gonna rat anybody out. But there's somebody in this kitchen that said, "Oh, yeah, Chico, I got it. Boxing."
Oye, chica, Benny, he ratted you out. What?
Your skin.
Just got a spray tan. I have a healthy glow.
You look like a hairy yam.
Get a spray tan, he said. Chicks'll dig it, he said.
Ernie, I'm not going to insult you. I just have a message for you. Willy Wonka called. He wants you back at the factory right away.
Hey, I gotta ask you, Vic, when did you fall head first into the La Brea tar pits?
I died it myself. Apparently, when the box says 4 minutes, they mean 4 minutes.
Well, I think it looks good, really. I mean, if you don't mind, I got some old dress shoes I like to buff on your head.
You know, maybe if you were dating someone your age, you wouldn't feel the need to try to look younger.
Who says that's why I dyed my hair?
Why else would you do it?
Maybe he wanted the drapes to match the carpet.
Oh. Ay.
Shh, don't move. There's a black cat on Vic's head. Probably after the black mouse under his nose.
Let me see your eyes. Oh, yes. In my professional opinion, you are having a hallucinogenic reaction to eating me. I'm in your belly. Watch me dance.
I got your message. How many worms did he eat?
I cut him off at 5.
Dude, you know you're dancing?
Yeah, I know.
Well, you know you're dancing alone?
Oh, I don't think so.
You'll have to dip me, Ernie. I don't have any arms.
Okay, time to go home. All right, follow the shining star.
Xin chào các bạn, mình tu một cái chanh này nha. đi học. Mới cầm cái kim mai được nửa phút cái bị chị luôn. Đây mình đã hoàn thành một cái bức tranh nha các bạn. Bye bye.